order for Let's Spill the Tea.
Oh,
All right,
Oh, wow.
now we're recording. Hi. It feels weird recording on a Thursday.
It does, but I
And
was
then-
very busy.
Yeah. I forget what I was doing. Oh, I had to go to work on Tuesday for paperwork. That's what I had to do. And I was just so tired after it, I fell asleep. So we
I went to dinner.
rescheduled. Yeah, you just went to dinner. How are you?
Tired.
Yeah, no shit. You had work today.
Well, yeah, I had work Monday and also prepping for stuff. And then Tuesday, I had a full day of stuff. And then yesterday, I was prepping for the second thing that I had to do. And then went to work. Today, I went to work, had the second thing that I had to do. All while only doing one assignment for my homework. I still have 2 more and the
Oh,
replies to
God.
my replies to my classmates. And then tomorrow, Paul is coming to help my dad tomorrow and Saturday.
Oh, okay.
So my week, I don't know when I'm going to do the rest of my homework. Because I still have to work tomorrow.
I don't know. Yeah. I guess you're doing it Saturday.
Yeah, well, he's outside, I guess.
Literally. Oh my
This week
God.
was awful.
This week
And it's
has
the
been
first
a
week-
lot.
It's the first week of the semester, too. So it's like I can't not do it.
Oh, the next set of classes started up.
Yeah. So I can't not do the assignment.
Oh my God. Well, Corey, what are you drinking today? What do you have, like tea? Or
No.
did I scare you last week?
No, yeah, I actually thought about that a lot this week. Every time, because I drank tea a couple times while I was not recording, and I was like, my stomach is gonna burst.
Oh my God.
My stomach is gonna. You can't say that to someone who has OCD and expect them not to think about it every time they
No.
look at their tea.
I want you to think about it, as a safety concern, but you're also, you don't need to be as worried. I know what I'm saying, you don't need to be worried about it is contradictory at this point, but it's just, you don't drink 5 cups of tea every day.
No.
You'll be okay.
But the thing is that it doesn't even matter though, because I can have a feeling that somebody forgot to lock the back door, and I'll go and check every single door in every single room to make sure the locks are locked 5 times with a knife.
Oh,
I'm
you just want to
crazy.
make sure Slenderman doesn't come in?
Yes, I do actually. I do actually want to make sure Slenderman's not coming into my bedroom. I told my parents about that, by the way.
Oh my God, that I scared the shit out of you.
Well, because they asked me so many times, they were like, why do you, every time I go into your room to wake you up, your blanket's over your head. And I was like, I don't know why I do it. You doing that made me remember why I started
God.
sleeping with the blanket over my head. So I told them, and I was like, yeah. Kelly was like, we were talking about Slenderman, we were doing the thingy, and she was like, they were like, what? And I was like, yeah. And basically, Slenderman is this. And I remember that when I heard about it in elementary school, I thought he was gonna kill me, so I started sleeping with the blanket over my head.
Oh my God.
And I was like, that should have been the first sign that I had OCD.
Well, you be diagnosed now. Anyway, do you
Yeah.
want to actually answer the question? What are you
Oh.
drinking? What do you have?
I have Sonic Limeade,
Oh, once again, Sonic, are you gonna sponsor us?
Sonic and Dr. Pepper.
Oh my God. Which,
I'm just-
speaking of which...
Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper.
Every single episode, we have to mention Dr. Pepper, and we just have to make that one of the TikToks every single week. So eventually,
Literally.
I'll start tagging them. Eventually,
Literally,
they'll just.
but if we keep doing it, that's just free content for them. So we gotta cut it off. Which is gonna be
We
really
got-
hard to do because I love Dr. Pepper.
It's fine. So do I. Except I don't even get real Dr. Pepper anymore.
It's
Dr.
okay.
Pete.
Dr. Pete SodaStream? Sponsor us?
Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
Oh my God.
Harry the platypus. A platypus.
God.
Harry the platypus. Do you remember the balloonie?
Oh, Balloony. We love Balloony. We miss him.
The only reason I'm thinking about this is because, like, the other day, me and Paul were talking about a duck, and he saw, like, a TikTok about, like, Ducky Momo, like, the duck that Candace was obsessed with.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, that's Ducky Momo. And he was like, what the fuck did you just say to me?
Oh, my God.
And I was like, that's Ducky Momo. So then I had to make him watch an episode of...
So he knew who Ducky Momo was.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So now it's on my head. I also have croutons.
Oh, croutons hanging out over there. I don't feel like picking him up right now. I'm gonna be honest.
I'm eating his brethren.
You're eating his brethren?
Yeah.
Criminal. You're eating straight fucking croutons. Please don't eat the mic. Please don't eat the mic. I'm also still waiting for something, Corey. You forgot to do it again.
No, I was just talking about my croutons.
Ah, okay. You had to try to do your ASMR, but I cut you off.
Yeah. I try and do ASMR every episode, and you cut me off.
I cut you off, and I cut it out.
Are you drinking tea?
Oh, but I have... Well, okay, I have the Arizona watermelon drink. That's like a juice cocktail. And then I have Gatorade and Dr. Pepper.
You got a lot.
Hydration, juices, caffeine. Ooh. I'm still waiting for the other question you need to ask as you're eating croutons, offending our mascot.
I'm sorry.
Disgusting. Gross.
Do you have to?
Yeah. So, girl be almost triple employed. And one of my jobs is very strict about appearances. We got to say goodbye to the blonde. I got to go full red. They said I can't have two colors.
I expected them to be like, oh, you have to go all blonde.
Okay, she said the red was fine. Like I asked, like, okay, I saw because my old job said the same thing of no extreme colors, which was basically neons, fashion colors, like the most you could have was a two-tone pretty much of one natural, one colored, which is what I have now. But she was like, well, okay, the red isn't like too bright, so that's okay. I'm just worried about the streaks. I'm just like, okay. And I can't have my piercings in, which I only have the one nose piercing, so it's like fine. Yeah. Can't have my piercings in. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, you can't have extremely long nails. So I have to shorten my nails a bit, but also because of my work, I kind of planned on doing that anyway, just for ease. And they're too long right now anyway, so they keep breaking.
Yeah.
And that's not fun when you have gels. It fucking hurts. So yeah, it's like, and it's literally just for like a 6-hour shift at most that I have to change my appearance for.
Dog.
But I'll maybe be at like once every week. Much. Literally. Okay, but like I get it because of this is the one that I was telling you that I was not having any issues with.
Yeah.
I can understand it because of what kind of location it is and the professionalism of it. But I'm like, I can't even just have a simple nose ring, nose stud, anything.
That's a little interesting.
Yeah. Like, I'm going to take them out anyway. Again, working in the entertainment industry, I'm going to be doing a lot of building, a lot of hands-on work. It's easier just to take them out. So at my old job, I never took them out. And the amount of times, like, I've gotten caught on things or hit them. But it's just, yo, like, you're really not supposed to, like, tell people they can't express themselves.
Yeah, the hair is kind of my biggest thing.
Yeah, like, it's not even, like...
Like, I understand no neon colors or nothing, like, crazy.
Exactly.
But, like, a streak of blonde.
Yeah, it's just, I have, like, the little halo of blonde.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was kind of considering going full red anyway. That was already like in the back of my head. Because my blonde keeps getting very pink after like a few weeks due to bleeding. So yeah.
Yeah.
My hairdresser will be sad, but I mean, I guess my tea this week is summing it up. Work is hard. I have to go do paperwork for my other job on Monday. I have an interview on Wednesday. We have to double record next week. So literally that's 4 days straight. I'm doing work.
Yeah. Me.
And we don't even get paid for this shit yet.
Help us get money.
We don't know if that's ever going to happen. This is just a fun thing we do, but
help us get money.
Money.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know. Do I have any tea that's not work related that can actually be
right.
on the podcast? I go on vacation in a week and a half.
Which is why we have to double record.
Tomorrow will be not tomorrow. Saturday will be a week, and I'll be gone for a week.
Because you're leaving on the 2nd?
Yeah.
2nd. Which is my parents' anniversary.
Okay. Okay.
What? It's just, I know the date.
I thought you were expecting me to say, like, happy anniversary, and I was like...
Yeah, I was kind of expecting you to say something in result to that, and then you just didn't. Bitch doesn't care.
Do I care about anything besides winning Mario?
Oh my god.
I'm still mad. If the next time you stay over, we are playing as much Mario as possible, and I will win one of them. I swear.
Are you sure about that?
I swear. I have to win one. I have to. If we just play as many as possible without getting, like, burnt out.
Right. You know what I'm still mad about with that Mario situation? The fucking Princess Peach computer that beat us in the first game.
That was so messed up.
Peach got
Peach got the like extra stars at the end
bonus
too.
Stars, yeah.
I was like, what the heck? This computer just whooped my ass.
You were mad about me getting like 9 stars and she had like 7 or 8.
I didn't care.
Yes,
you beat me. The game that you beat me with the 8 or 9 stars was the game that Peach was being a bum and had like 0 stars.
Yeah. We purposely
put
Peach in that second game. No, I literally kept stealing her stars.
We cock blocked Peach.
Mm-hmm. All right. We got to get back into this because I got a part 2.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Let's see how much I can recap from last week. Or if you're listening to this well after the episodes have come out, then the previous episode. Probably 2 seconds ago, if you're listening to them back to back. So, Charles Manson, he's a cult leader in the 60s. His group, he basically manipulated his followers by having them take more LSD. So their minds were not very alert, while he took less to stay as alert as possible. He basically he believed in a post-apocalyptic race war.
Wonderful.
Which I still don't fully understand.
You know, some people just don't have brains. That's really mean. I shouldn't say that.
You're good. So where we left off was their first victim that we have listed, at least, which was Bernard Letzapapa Crow, who was shot by Manson after allegedly threatening to kill everyone at Spawn Ranch after he was robbed by Tex Watson, who was a member of the Manson family. So, and then they brought in people from the Straight Satan's Motorcycle Club as security because they were worried that this gang would come after them. And even though Crow was not associated with the gang. So, yeah, we're gonna actually just like move on to the next victim after that. We're gonna jump straight into it.
Perfect.
So 34-year-old Gary Allen Hinman would be the family's next victim. He was a music teacher and a graduate of UCLA. He befriended some of the family members and stayed with them occasionally in Topanga Canyon. So Manson believed that Hinman was like fucking rich, like loaded.
Okay.
So he sent Atkins Brunner and Busol. I'm so sorry if I'm saying it wrong. I tried looking it up and got nothing. So they sent them to his house to convince him to join the family and basically turn all of his assets in to Manson. Basically,
Okay.
like, oh, I'm like the leader, so all of your money should. I'll take care of all the money. Don't worry. Like, I take care of all the finances. He just wanted the fucking money.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's crazy.
So they held him hostage for 3 days in July of 1969. And he denied having any money, so we don't know if he actually was rich.
Okay.
So those 3 days pass, and Manson still doesn't have his money. So he decides he needs to do the work himself. He's like, these three aren't doing enough. I'll come in. So Manson arrived at Hinman's with a sword and slashed his face and ear. Like, just with a fucking sword. I don't know where he got the sword, but
Yeah, that's kind of. Where do you get a sword just out
Right?
of nowhere?
So Bosalil proceeded to stab him to death afterwards. And we're not sure if it was by Manson's command, but allegedly it was. So we don't know. There's no confirmation that he told her to do it, but
you can assume.
yes. So before leaving, one of the women used Hinman's blood to write "Political Piggy" on the wall with a panther paw, which was the Black Panther logo, that rival gang that they were worried about.
Can you kiss goodbye? Give her a kiss. Give her a kiss and a hug.
Come here, Aaron.
Give her a
Sorry.
kiss and a hug. You gonna give her a hug and a kiss? Oh, oh. She got you.
Can I have it? Can I have a kissy? Kissy? Bye. Hi. Sorry.
You did not have him look at me in the audacity that I couldn't wave at him because you didn't give him my attention?
Oh, he wasn't even looking at me.
No, he just took your headphones off.
Yeah, he did not care.
No, I miss him though.
He's a cutie.
He is a cutie.
A little
But
brat,
yeah.
but he's cute.
No, he is a fucking brat. Love him though. He gave me a hug last time.
He did. Well, he let you hold him last time.
Yeah, he was very comfortable with me, which, you know what? I'll take it.
I was surprised. But anyway.
Anyway, yeah. So we don't know which one of them did, but one of the three women used his blood to basically direct it towards the Black Panthers.
Perfect.
Which, not a terrible strategy. So, like, the police would immediately go to them. But, like, that's still kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
So, Bosalil claims Manson came to the house to get money from a bad package of mescaline, which is a psychedelic, from the Straight
Okay.
Satans. again. And the 3 women that were there claimed they were completely unaware of the true intent from his visit. Basically, Manson just ordered them to get a $21,000 inheritance. So
Okay. He wanted
it's-
money.
he told them that they were just going for money. But they don't know why he went there. Because that was not part of the original plan that they were told.
Okay.
So the whole thing was very confusing. I firmly believe Manson was planning to kill him all along.
Probably.
So, not much later, Beausoleil was arrested on August 6, 1969. You want to know why?
Tax evasion.
No, she was driving his car. She was
Oh.
driving Hinman's car.
That's really stupid.
And the murder weapon was in the tire well.
Okay,
Yeah,
people are not smart.
we've known that. 2 days later, Watson took Atkins, Krenwinkel, and Linda Kasabian to 10050 CLO Drive. Excuse me. They were ordered by Manson to totally destroy everyone in the house and make it as gruesome as you can. What?
So he just wanted the thrill.
Pretty much. So, do you remember that actress we talked about last week? Tate?
Yes, I think so.
Sharon Tate.
Yeah.
So, she was one of the occupants of this house.
Oh.
So she was 8.5 months pregnant at this point, 26 years old.
No. No.
Yup. So the other occupants included an unnamed friend with her former lover, 35-year-old Jay Sebring, a celebrity hairstylist, 32-year-old Wojciech Frykowski, and his 25-year-old girlfriend, Abigail Ann Folger, the heiress to the Folgers coffee fortune.
Okay, that's crazy. That's a crazy lore drop.
19-year-old William Garrettson and 18-year-old Stephen Earl Parent. So, like, there were some, like, famous people here.
That's probably why.
I mean, she was a famous actress. She knew all these people.
Yeah.
And that's probably why this friend wanted to stay unnamed, because she didn't want to be associated with the fame. That makes sense, but we don't have this
Yeah.
person's name. So they arrived just past midnight on August 9th. Watson climbed a telephone pole to cut the phone lines.
Okay.
And headlights appeared, and Watson threatened him with a .22 caliber revolver. And this was Parent. He just kind of like showed up. He wasn't inside the house. He was coming to the house, if that makes sense.
Interesting. Yeah.
1 second. You know, maybe I should have like clarified which he. Remember, these notes are fucking old. So I think it was Parent who had this knife. I did not write my notes very well in this part. Because I just wrote him and his, and I was like, we're dealing with 2 men right now, guys. My brain was not braining in this little subsection.
Your brain
so he
did not want to think.
Never. So he lunged with a knife and left a defensive slash wound on the palm of his hand, which actually severed tendons.
Oh.
And then I know this one was Watson because Watson had the revolver. So Watson shot Parent 4 times in the chest and abdomen, killing him in his car. And then the woman helped push the car up the driveway. Yeah, this was not a pretty one. So Kasabian was
wonderful.
told to keep watch. She was the lookout. She
You
basically
need one
stayed by
when you're
that
doing
car.
shit like that.
You do need a lookout in some of these cases, yeah. But yeah, she stayed by the car. Maybe she was gonna be like the getaway driver kind of thing, like. So Watson entered through a window to allow Krenwinkel and Atkins through the front door. So when he whispered to Atkins, it woke Frykowski, who was sleeping on the couch. Remember, this is like midnight.
Yeah.
And then Watson kicked him in the head.
Kicked him in
Keep-
the head?
Yeah, to keep him quiet.
Okay. I
Makes
feel like that would
sense.
just make him scream, I feel like.
Well, you see, when Frykowski asked who he was, Watson replied, quote, "I'm the devil and I'm here to do the devil's business." Bitch, what?
What? What the hell? That's horrifying.
I honestly hate that line, personally.
I would shit
But-
my pants if somebody said that to me.
I would just be like, so, like, can you just, like, take me out? I don't want to deal with your bullshit.
Yeah, this is the end for me.
Right? So Atkins and Krenwinkel found the other occupants and brought them to the living room. Watson then tied Tate and Sebring together by their necks with a long nylon rope and slung it over a ceiling beam.
I'm scared.
Yeah, it's... So Sebring tried to protest the rough treatment of Tate because she was pregnant. Watson didn't like that, so he shot him.
Oh, let's not challenge authority here.
Yeah, and then Folger was brought back to the bedroom she was staying in so she could get her purse to give them $70. That's all she had on her. Which,
Can they just let her go?
No.
Oh.
They did not let her go. They were like, it was like, oh, like, hey, like, I got like a knife or gun to your back kind of situation. Don't try to escape or I'll kill you.
Wonderful.
So, Sebring's not dead. I'm gonna make sure he was just shot. So he's wounded already, but Watson then stabbed him 7 times.
Okay, so then does he die from that?
We'll get to that.
Oh, okay.
We'll get there. So they're obviously a lot more aggressive with the men than the women, because now Frykowski's hands were bound with a towel, of all things.
Okay.
He was able to free himself, because again, it's just a freaking towel, and struggled with Atkins. She then stabbed him in the legs. He tried to make his way to the porch, but Watson struck him in the head and stabbed him multiple times and then shot him twice. This is like really bad.
Yeah.
So Kasabian heard the commotion and left her post, causing an accidental distraction.
Okay.
So because of this distraction, Folger escaped from Krenwinkel and made it outside, but was then caught and stabbed 28 times.
That's horrific.
Frykowski suffered from 51 stab wounds in the end and was hit 13 times in the head with Watson's gun.
What is the point of all of this?
I could not tell you.
Power?
Power, I guess, yeah. Tate begged to stay alive long enough until the baby was born. Yeah, Atkins and Watson stabbed her 16 times.
No.
And Atkins wrote pig and Tate's blood on the front door. Again, with the pig.
This makes me sad.
and that would be known as the Tate murders. They're all dead. They're all
I'm sad.
gone. It's tragic because again, like she was super close to having her baby.
They could have just let her have the baby.
2 weeks, bro. That's like all she needed.
You could have just monitored her for 2 weeks.
I mean, I don't think they wanted to deal with that personally, but still, it's tragic. So the following
I got
night,
bit. Sorry, I got
Ouch.
bit
No.
with something.
probably a mosquito. They're coming back. So the following night of the Tate murders, Manson, Leslie, Van Holen, and Clem Grogan drove to 3301 Waverly Drive in the Los Feliz section of Los Angeles. Why? Manson was disappointed in the Tate murders.
He was disappointed
He
in
was
them?
disappointed in it. It was like, you guys could have done better.
Do it yourself then, bitch. Like,
Exactly. I'm sorry, but there was over 100 stab wounds.
wasn't good enough. He wants over 200.
Literally. So this home was owned by 44-year-old Lino LaBianca and his wife Rosemary LaBianca. Yeah, this is also gonna be really sad. I do apologize. Manson captured the couple and tied them up in their own home. He then stabbed Lino with a chrome-plated bayonet in his throat and stabbed him 12 times total.
Oh.
Carved war into his abdomen. Rosemary was also stabbed several times. And Van Houten stabbed her 16 times with a kitchen knife in the back and buttocks. I'm sorry, but why
Yeah.
the butt? What? Why?
They wanted some cake. I don't know.
Literally. So they were stabbed a total of 41 times, including some of them being post-mortem.
Okay.
So really just put insult in the wound at that point.
They're already dead. Why are you stabbing them?
Exactly. I could not tell you. Krenwinkel wrote Rise and Death of Pigs and Helter Skelter on the refrigerator door in their blood. Again, the fucking writing in the blood.
That freaks
And
me out
pigs.
so
What the
much.
fuck's up with pigs?
I don't know. Sacrifices?
I think it's like sacrifices, yes. We already know they're sacrifices. So the next victim's life would be taken on August 26th. Literally not that long after.
Okay.
All three of these have happened in August.
Yeah, they're going ham.
Mm-hmm. This would be 35-year-old Hollywood stuntman Jonald Jerome Shorty Shea. The car ride was with Bruce Davis, Tex Watson, and Steve Grogan. Davis was in the back seat with him, and they were in, like, Shea was in the car with them. Sorry, I should have specified that. Davis was in the back seat with him and then hit him in the head with a pipe wrench. And then Watson would stab Shea.
Okay.
They brought him to a hill behind the ranch they were staying at, which was Spock Ranch. I think I'm saying that right. And they stabbed and tortured him there.
Torture?
Why? 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 I don't know. I wish I had answers for you. But this is what cults are like. You see why I was a little nervous to do this one?
Yeah.
Like, there's just so much that, like, I don't understand.
No one understands fully, and they're all
Exactly. Exactly. So, his remains would actually not be found until December 1977. So we're looking at 8 years later.
dead. Wow. Okay.
They discovered his body had multiple stab wounds and chopping wounds to the chest and blunt force trauma to the head.
Like they tried to
Ouch.
chop, like.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, I don't like that I know this. I took forensic science, so we actually had to study bullet wounds and wounds in general, the difference. It's the kind of force you use with stabbing versus chopping that they were able to differentiate them. So like, how can I like explain it? Like, chopping would kind of be like swinging a hammer,
Yeah.
while stabbing would be like,
Poking something.
poking. Yeah, poking. So like, you're able to tell the difference just based by the force and how the wounds are now laid. Which I hate. I hated analyzing wounds in that class. You had the same teacher, right?
Yeah. At one point, I wanted to be a blood spatter analyst, so
I thought
I
of
had
it
to
too.
study a lot of stuff.
But I like thought I'm like, oh, being a blood splatter analyst would be such an interesting job. And then I went, oh wait, I hate blood. Well, faint.
Wow, that's crazy. I mean, I started my degree as forensic science. Like, I
Yeah.
switched my concentration to forensic psychology later, so I had already gotten some like college forensic science
Yeah.
classes, and we did like labs and stuff of like like mock crime scenes, and I was
Mhm.
like,
Oh my god, the mock crime scenes. That was a fun project. The crime scene project. We basically had to create did you guys have to do the murder mystery project?
yeah,
Oh my god, that was such a fun project.
yeah,
In a high school class.
yeah, and it was me, Evil Man, and Sophia.
It was who was in my group? Holly, Steve, and AJ. Yeah, that murder mystery project was a bit of a doozy. Excuse you.
That's how I feel about that.
All right. So yeah, we just talked about the wounds and stuff and how we had to study them. We go on tangents way too fucking much. We got to work on that.
It's okay.
We're never gonna work on that actually.
Probably not.
So this later on, the family would only be convicted of 9 counts of first-degree murder.
Bitch, what?
Only 9. But Manson claimed there were many, many more.
Oh.
Which
That's
I'm sure there was.
That's reassuring.
So here are only some, I didn't do all of them, of the suspected cases that we think the Manson family had to do with.
Okay.
Marina Elizabeth Habe, she was 17, killed December 30th, 1968. An associate from the family claimed they knew her. That's literally the only connection we have. John Philip Hott, 22, November 5th, 1969. Manson believed he was an informant, and police believe he died from a game of Russian roulette. Yet a female follower was holding the gun. That's not how Russian roulette works. So
No.
Which honestly, Russian roulette is such a fucked up thing.
I don't like Russian roulette.
I hate it. I hate it. Re Jurvetson, I apologize if I spelled that wrong and now I'm saying it wrong. 19 November 16th, 1969. Yeah, they had over 150 stab wounds on the neck and upper body, and defensive wounds on the arms, and just the excess amount of stab wounds leans towards the family. Ronald Hughes, 35, November 1970. He represented Leslie Van Holten in the Tate LaBianca trial. It's rumored that he tried to stand up to Manson and was killed for retaliation. Again, rumors, not convicted. So, unknown. So, we're going to go back. I know we kind of fast forwarded a little bit. We're going to go rewind back to the Tate murder victims. They would be discovered the next day when the housekeeper arrived for work.
Okay.
The original theory was they were victims of a drug transaction. We know that not to be true.
Yeah.
Due to the bloody writing, detectives from the Hinman case were assigned. Again, the connections. Autopsy showed similar weapons were used, stab wounds, and writing on the walls. The LaBianca crime was discovered the next day after it was discovered by Frank Struthers, their 15-year-old son, which was Leno's stepson. That's why he has a different last name. Oh my god. August 16th, 1969, Manson and 25 others of Spawn Ranch were arrested as suspects in a major auto theft ring. Okay. Yeah, it was claimed they were like taking Volkswagen Beetles and turning into dune buggies.
Okay. What?
What? The search warrant was misdated, so they were all released a few days later.
That's crazy.
Again, one simple error and someone's free to go. That's all it takes. Months later, a friend of Atkins told LAPD of the family's involvement with cases. Atkins booked for Hinman, and Atkins was booked for the Hinman case and sent to Sybil Brand Institute, a detention center in Monterey Park, California. December 1st, 1969, arrest warrants were sent for Watson, Krenwinkel, and Kasabian for the Tate murders. Manson is also in custody at this point. For the Tate murders, Manson and Atkins were not mentioned in it. Atkins was only taken for the Hinman case. And technically, Manson had nothing to do with the Tate murders other than orchestrate it.
Well, he still should have been.
Oh, yeah, he should have been mentioned. Watson was arrested in McKinney, Texas. Krenwinkel was arrested in Mobile, Alabama, and Kasabian surrendered the next day in Concord, New Hampshire. So, like, they were running.
Yeah.
Once they knew their arrest warrants were out, they booked it. I'm sorry, you made it all the way to fucking New Hampshire.
Yeah, I mean, as anyone
in a
would
couple
try.
days. Listen, like, going cross country is like 40 hours.
Yeah.
It's insane.
They were speeding.
Like, by a lot. So, how did they get the arrest warrant? Well, there was definite physical evidence here. I'm just going to list some of it.
Okay.
Krenwinkel and Watson's fingerprints. On September 1st, a .22 caliber high standard buntline special revolver, Parent Spring and Frykowski, discovered by 10-year-old Stephen Weiss and Weiss's father. So they had to make multiple phone calls to the LAPD.
That's crazy.
They literally were calling them like crazy to convince them to look at the ballistics and connect the murders. They're like, hey, we found this revolver and we think it's connected with the Tate murders. The Parent, Spring and Frykowski, the ones who were shot. Mm-hmm. So like, hey, literally they wouldn't look at it. So they called multiple times to convince them.
Yeah, that
is insane.
You should have looked at it to begin with.
Exactly. Well, they didn't have the weapon, but
yeah.
Once they did, oh my freaking god. So the knives from Tate were never recovered except one behind a chair that belonged to Atkins. A local ABC crew located and recovered the bloody clothing from Tate. I'm like, what the fuck?
There's so much physical evidence.
So much. So this trial would begin on June 15th, 1970. They got the evidence. They're ready to go. And the main witness, Kasabian, the lookout. Manson, Atkins, and Watson were charged with 7 counts of murder and 1 of conspiracy. Gee, I wonder why. Kesabian was granted immunity for not participating in the murders in exchange of her testimony, even though she kind of did participate. I kind of don't like that she was given immunity, but they needed someone. They needed someone.
Yeah. A lot of the time they'll grant the immunity, even if it's not.
If it's a lesser, if like they were the least involved, to put it lightly. Yeah. I mean, she was outside for most of it.
Yeah.
So Van Holten was only charged with 2 counts of murder and 1 of conspiracy, since she was only involved in the LaBianca murders, had nothing to do with the Tate murders. Manson wanted to represent himself. The ego is showing.
This sounds so familiar.
Gee, doesn't it? Judge William Keene was reluctant to agree, but still did anyway. Basically, he violated the gag order then and submitted outlandish and nonsensical pretrial motions. And the permission was withdrawn before the trial even began. So he needed to have representation. I was like, dude, you should have. If you were reluctant to agree, that probably means you should not agree. Like,
probably.
Manson filed an affidavit against Keene for prejudice, and then he was replaced by Judge Charles Older. Once a file about a judge is made, usually they're replaced. Just to remove bias.
Yeah.
Because, I want him sentenced because he tried to get me fired. Like, I don't fucking know.
It happens.
So, July 24th was the first day of testimonies. Manson walked in with something carved into his forehead that can be traced back to World War II and definitely is fucked up. And sources said it was an X, but it was definitely not an X. There were some extra lines involved.
There were some extra lines on the X.
Yeah. So, to put it lightly, he carved a swastika into his forehead. Yay! We hate that. Why the fuck do you do
love
that?
it.
How did he even do that? He's in jail. Sorry, prison. Like,
he made a shiv.
Probably at that point. So he claimed he was, quote, considered inadequate and incompetent to speak or defend himself, and had, quote, X'd himself from the establishment's world. Like,
what the hell does that even mean?
I don't know. I could not translate that for you. I
have no clue what that means.
Like, I was trying to, like, sum it up. And then I literally got to the point where I just wrote the quote.
Yeah.
I was so lost.
I genuinely have no clue what any of that means.
The best way I could explain it is, he's a narcissist.
Yeah.
That's the best I got. He's egotistical. He's a cult leader. He was not a good human.
Yeah.
So over the weekend, a majority of the family copied the marks.
I'm gonna cry.
It's disgusting. Prosecution argued the triggering of Helter Skelter was the main motive. It was not.
Definitely not.
Defense testified that the writing in blood was to copy the Hinman murder, not an apocalyptic race war. Again, I think the Hinman one was to turn them towards Black Panthers.
Yeah.
That was very obvious. They were really struggling. Bugliosi, I'm so sorry if I'm saying these wrong. I literally feel so bad. Some of these names I could not pronounce. I saw so many conflicting pronunciations. Bugliosi claimed Manson instructed Kasabian to hide a wallet from the scene in a black neighborhood, which is just hearsay as far as we know. Because again, race war. Co-prosecutor Stephen Kay pointed out that the wallet was found 20 miles away from in a predominantly white neighborhood. So that didn't really help. Family members loitered around and inside of the courthouse. To keep them out of the courtroom, they were subpoenaed as potential witnesses. So if you are subpoenaed as a witness, you cannot listen to other people's testimonies. So you don't accidentally sway yours. It's like what they do with eyewitnesses, where they separate you from everybody else so your stories don't mash up and they can get a clear story from each person of what they saw.
Yeah.
Like I said, they could not enter while others testified. They even tried to turn people against testifying. Like, it was bad. They even threatened prosecution witnesses Paul Watkins and Juan Flynn. Watkins was severely burned in a suspicious van fire that they believed to have been from the Manson family. Former family member Barbara Hoyt was also a victim to being a potential witness. Literally, like, if someone on the prosecution was like subpoenaed to testify, the family would go after them, is what I'm saying. Basically, she overheard Atkins tell another member, Ruth Ann Morehouse, about the Tate murders. And she agreed to accompany them to Honolulu. Morehouse allegedly gave Hoyt a burger full of LSD. And she was found sprawled on a curb and struggled to identify her as a witness to the Tate LaBianca murders. We believe it was an attempt to silence her.
Probably a burger?
A burger full of LSD. Like, they laced that shit.
That's
To
a burger.
They wanted her to overdose.
Yeah, a burger.
A fucking burger. And I don't even eat burgers, and that scares the shit out of me. I would not want to eat a burger after that.
I'm having burgers for dinner tomorrow.
Girl, I'm so sorry.
That's
At
all
least-
I'm gonna think about.
Just be like, Dad, did you put
Did you
LSD
put
in this?
LSD in this shit? He's gonna be like, what the hell?
What if he says yes? As a joke.
Then I'm not eating the burgers and I'll eat damn hot dogs. I don't know.
I can't even eat hot dogs. I have to make sure there's no beef in them.
Well, I eat turkey hot dogs.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll eat a turkey hot dog, but you might want to eat a hot dog tomorrow, bro.
Maybe.
So,
And for the rest of my life.
So on October 4th, when Manson was denied to question a prosecution witness that the defense had already declined to cross-examine, he jumped over the table and tried to attack the judge.
This is so fucked up on so many levels.
Literally, it just keeps
getting
downhill.
worse.
It's just going downhill by the minute. So he was wrestled by bailiffs and removed from the courtroom. Like, dude, you're literally the one on trial. You are an idiot. Female followers were removed as well from rising and chanting in Latin during the incident. Like, this is literally the definition of a cult.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what were they chanting in Latin?
I don't know. I'm sure they with all the commotion, they didn't get like they just probably went
Either
that.
way,
Yeah.
I don't think it would be a good idea to say it out loud.
Yeah. So November 16th, prosecution rests, and 3 days of arguing for dismissal. The defense rests as well, without calling a single witness. I think they knew it was a lost cause.
Yeah.
After many... Oh, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say that's awful.
No, it literally is. Like, the defense is trying their best. Like, they're getting paid for this, and they're like, Can we just dismiss it? Can we dismiss it? Can we dismiss it? Can we dismiss it? I'm not calling any witnesses. Can we dismiss it? Can we
I
dismiss
just
it?
want this to be over.
Literally. But for 3 days of no witnesses, it's insane. I'm sorry, after day 1 of arguing dismissal, I would have given up.
Yeah.
3 days is crazy. So after many arguments for the woman on trial to testify as well, Manson was allowed to testify the next day. The jury was not present to make sure his address did not violate California Supreme Court's People versus Aranda by making statements implicating co-defendants. He spoke for over an hour.
That's a long time.
I think this man just likes to hear himself talk. So would you like some quotes from his testimony? I have a few.
God. Oh.
All right, quote number 1. The music is telling the youth to rise up against the establishment.
What the fuck do you mean?
Number 2. Why blame it on me? I didn't write the music.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
And number 3. To be honest with you, I don't recall ever saying, get a knife and a change of clothes and go do what Tex says.
The fuck is wrong with him?
A lot of things, Corey, a lot of things.
Yeah. I'm scared.
Remember, he carved into his own fucking forehead.
Okay, I'm scared.
So, on January 25th, 1971, the jury voted guilty for all 4 defendants on 27 different accounts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wait a
Halfway-
minute. Who are you? Sorry.
Who are you? Halfway through the penalty phase, Manson shaved his head and trimmed his beard, which he was known for, like, being very, like, he had long hair, long messy hair, a unkempt beard. Didn't really, like, care about his appearance.
Yeah.
And he said, quote, I am the devil. And the devil always wears a bald head. Or always has a bald head, my bad. I'm like, bitch, what? I mean, you're a terrible person, but you're not the fucking devil.
He wanted to be.
Mm-hmm. So, on March 29th, 1971, just a couple months later, the death penalty was put on all of the defendants.
Good.
Yeah, and this is where it gets, like, in 1972, they were resentenced to life with the possibility of parole because the death penalty was becoming unconstitutional. So
They still deserved it.
listen,
You
they
can
did
still be
do a
given the
lot.
death penalty as long as you can prove that the murders that you committed
Mhm.
or like the crime you committed is well outside of the range of what is considered normal. I think that what they did was considered very much out the range of normal.
Yeah. So there were many parole hearings. They were all denied because keep them in prison, please. September 5th, 1975, the family actually resurfaced. Squeaky Fromm committed an assassination attempt on President Gerald Ford.
What the fuck?
On the fucking president!
That's insane.
And he was given 15 to life. He briefly escaped in December 87 due to basically wanting to check on Manson when he was diagnosed with testicular cancer. He was like, I just want to go check on my friend. Like, come on,
Okay,
guys.
but you don't do that by escaping prison. What?
And yeah, Mr. Squeaky Fromm was released on parole August 14th, 2009. He's in public. So they all gave many interviews. In one, Manson had a swastika carved into his head, so you can actually see what he did to himself. Yeah, I hate it too. In September 1984, another inmate set him on fire.
What?
Yeah.
What?
So he was denied his 12th parole hearing in 2012, in which he didn't even attend. He didn't even go.
Okay.
Like,
That
okay,
was
dude,
really stupid.
I think he just knew it was gonna get denied.
Yeah.
And then on November 19th, 2017, he died from cardiac arrest from respiratory failure brought on by colon cancer, which again, he had his cancer like spread really, really bad, which I will say, I'm sure he was getting treatment because most not hospitals, prisons, if you get diagnosed, you're getting treatment. Like,
Yeah.
unless they literally say you have a month left, like,
yeah.
30 years. 30 years he survived having cancer, which is insane to me.
I mean, maybe it just wasn't.
I mean,
like,
for all I know, he went into like, I don't know if he went into remission earlier on, and these are the respiratory failure was complications from his cancer, which we know he had two different kinds. He had the testicular and then the colon cancer. So, but still, I think that's freaking insane.
I mean, that is a very long time.
That is a
even with
very
treatment.
long time. No matter what, no one deserves that. No one deserves cancer. But he was in prison for a very long time. But yeah, somehow his legacy lives on as we're literally still sitting here talking about it.
Well, yeah. You think that's gonna go away?
No. But that's the fucking Manson family. How do you feel?
I'm scared.
Yeah.
And I think that Evil Man might be out there.
Oh my god.
Like, you were talking and I was like, I don't like that I feel like I've lived this before. Obviously not with the murder, but like
not with like the murder and the cults, no, but
I was like, this sounds just like, why do I feel like he wanted to be him? Because also like the looks. The long hair and the like really gross beard. Not as long of a beard, but like
it was a gross beard.
Yeah. It was puby. Guys, we're traumatized. I'm sorry. I feel like it's like I can't like wow, I was sitting there really like that's why I was so quiet because I just kept thinking that it just like
contemplating.
I was like, wow, this narcissistic cult leader sounds a lot like someone I know.
And he's in LA.
That's why I said, what if he's like taking
He's definitely not leading it. He's not the leader.
He's taking people from Scientology.
Honestly, I would not be surprised.
He like infiltrated the Scientology building as one of them and then took all of them and now they do like drug groupies and shit.
Yeah, I can see that.
Anyway, I have to go switch my sister's laundry and then when I come back we'll speak about my story.
Okay. Hold on, I have one letter left.
To do what?
A crossword.
Okay.
No, I'm like, so it's to reach from side to side, SPA blank.
Span?
Span. Thank you. Because the other clue was a doc that says don't talk, so I was thinking a doctor, not document. It was NDA. I was confuzzled. Okay, I'm ready. I have no idea what you just said.
I said, I'll sick as the world shaking ass in the parking lot.
If we get arrested, haha, baby, laugh it up. I'm sorry, I hate it.
You love me, we
We bash you, we.
I don't like that
I
song.
killed
but,
them for you. They got.
but I know the choreo to that and Internet Girl, even though I hate them because dancer brain.
No, I get it. Okay. I like Internet Girl. I don't hate Pinky Up. Like, I'll listen to it.
I don't think Internet Girl would be that bad if it didn't have that stupid baby voice.
That's literally the only thing I don't like about it. I'm getting out of here.
Eat zucchini. Eat
Zucchini.
Now it's my now. Eat zucchini. Eat zucchini.
Cat's Eye sponsor us, please.
Eat zucchini. Do you read me?
I want you, I want you, I want you. Hey, I don't know who in Cat's Eye will be listening to this. But please reach out. I'm going to send this to Cat's Eye. Every member of Cat's Eye.
Cat's Eye. Hello, Sophia.
Hello, Megan.
And
You're my
Yunche.
bias. And Yunche and Danny. And
And
Laura.
Laura.
Manol, we miss you. But please take your time.
Anyway, the last episode that we did, I started dancing La La La.
Mm-hmm.
If that gets posted on the TikTok, I'm putting the music over it.
Okay, so like I literally saw the one you just posted today. That was the Dr. Pepper one. And I heard that, yay! We're fucking idiots, guys. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
That sounded like the one they use in like video games when you complete
Yeah.
the like level.
It was.
Oh my god. So it was on purpose. Great.
Yeah. Okay. Are we ready?
No, but do it anyway.
It's kind of okay. It's like
Do I need emotional support snacks?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It does get kind of into it kind of quickly though. There's not like the last couple like ones that I've done. There was a lot of history and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This kind of is just like plat.
Cool. Let's do it. I kind of
Okay.
jumped right into it today too.
Okay, so I think you're also gonna like where it takes place. Okay.
Is it in New Jersey?
No.
Oh.
So
I'm still waiting for the Jersey Devil.
I'm waiting.
For what?
Special.
Oh my god.
It has to be done properly. Okay. It has to be when I
Fine.
have the time to just sit there and do
No, I get it. I
hours.
get it.
So, anyway, the story begins on the night of August 21st, 1955, just
Great,
outside
I wasn't
of...
even a thought.
No.
Not even. No, did you say 55?
Yeah.
My mother wasn't even a thought.
Neither was my dad. But this happens just outside of Hopkinsville, Kentucky, in a small rural area called Kelly.
The fuck? All right, guys, it's named after me, even though I wasn't even alive.
This entire place... I almost said this entire thing takes place inside of Kelly.
Oh my god. Yeah, guys, the land is within me. I am the land.
Okay, so we're in Kelly, Kentucky.
Because apparently that's a fucking town.
I didn't know that until I did this.
Okay.
Anyway, it was a hot, quiet summer night. The Sutton family and a few friends were gathered at their farmhouse. You know, nothing unusual. People back then gathered at their farmhouse, okay?
Yeah.
So the Sutton family consisted of Elmer, aka Lucky Sutton, which was around the age of 25, and he was considered the head of the household. There was Vera Sutton, who was around age 24, and Lucky Sutton's wife. There was Glennie Langford, around age 50, and that was Lucky Sutton's mother, as well as the owner of the farmhouse.
Sorry, what was her name? I just want to be able to keep track.
Glennie.
Glennie. Okay. I thought that was going to be a man at first because I usually hear Glenn.
Yeah. I thought
I've
it was
never
two
heard
at first.
Glenny.
Yeah. So there was O.P. Baker. That's obviously a nickname. But O.P.
Mhm.
Baker was around the age of 26 and Glenny's son and Lucky's half-brother.
Okay.
There was Mary Langford around the age 20 and Glenny's daughter and Lucky's sister. There's a lot. There's
Yeah, I'm
Naomi
trying to keep track.
Langford, who was in her teens, but her exact age was never stated. This is also Glenny's daughter.
Okay. So
So Glenny has a lot of kids.
they're all Glenny's kids except for the wife,
Yeah, which is Vera.
Vera. Okay.
Yeah. But Lucky, they all lived in the farmhouse, but Lucky was the head of the household.
Okay. And Lucky's, I'm guessing it became like, because Lucky's older brother has a different dad.
Yeah.
So that maybe that's it, because it was Lucky's father's house, I'm gonna assume.
I'd assume so.
So that's why he was head of household, because the
Yeah.
older son was not biologically his.
I suppose.
That makes sense. I'm trying to keep track, and I think I'm doing okay.
So the friends that were there were Billy Ray Taylor, who was around the age of 21, and June Taylor, who was in her early 20s, and Billy Ray Taylor's wife. There were also various infants and young children present, but none were listed with their names officially because
Okay.
they don't really have anything to do with this.
Mm-hmm.
So people were talking, relaxing. Some had just arrived after traveling. You know, Billy Ray.
Mhm.
They all did come. They traveled. So it was obviously rural Kentucky in the 50s. So there were no streetlights, very dark skies, and lots of woods and open fields surrounding the house.
Okay.
This obviously makes a fun environment for friends, but it can also be very eerie. So around 7 to 7:30 p.m., one of the men, Billy Ray Taylor, went outside to get water from the well. While he was out there, he claimed to see a bright object streaking across the darkness of the sky. It appeared to be glowing and moving quickly. He claimed the light had an unusual intensity compared to normal meteors, and he said it landed somewhere not too far away in a field or a wooded area.
Okay.
He ran back inside and insisted he saw something outside. He seemed visibly shaken. He insisted it was not just a normal meteor or an airplane. But the people inside the house dismissed him at first. Some thought he was tired, joking, or misidentifying a meteor. The group's overall reaction was skepticism rather than alarm. Because, you know, who's going to believe that? No one would believe some 20-something-year-old guy who came inside and said he saw something fly across the sky and land in a random field. That sounds crazy. So everybody was like, the fuck are you talking about, Billy? Like...
Billy, what the fuck are you going on?
But Billy later described it as something that didn't feel like a typical shooting star because he had seen many. It was like a low altitude and the way it seemed to end rather than simply pass overhead. Like it just dropped out of the sky. Like it didn't finish going across the sky. It just went plop. So he's like, no, guys, like, I'm not crazy. This isn't a shooting star. I saw something.
It's a ghost.
But everybody dismissed Billy, so for a little while, things went back to normal, but the mood was very much changed. So there was much more tension. It was getting darker. The woods around the house felt more ominous, and people were on edge because even though they didn't believe him, that doesn't make it any less nerve-wracking, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Randomly, like there's no like lead up to this. The first encounter happens.
We're just going right into it. You said so.
So, shortly after Billy's claims, the farmhouse dogs outside reportedly became extremely agitated. Barking turned sudden and continuous. It was not normal alert barking. They were just barking like crazy. It sounded like they were reacting something to approaching the house rather than some sort of distant animal. So they were like, oh, something's coming up to the house. Like, we got to go outside. We got to check what's going on. The dogs were reportedly running towards the edge of the yard and then quickly retreated back towards the house like they were scared of something. And then they refused to go back outside after. So after the men looked out the door and saw the dogs like run inside and then they refused to go back outside, two of the men, never says who, by the way, in every source I looked at, none of it said which two men went outside.
Okay.
I'd assume Lucky and Billy, because Billy's the one who saw it, and Lucky was the head of the household, so that's
Makes
who I'd
sense.
assume.
Yeah.
But this is what prompted two of the men to step outside with firearms. So they brought guns to investigate. So once they were outside, the men initially didn't see anything obvious. The area was very dark, surrounded by trees, and there was very limited visibility. So they couldn't really see much. But then, according to their accounts, they noticed movement near the edge of the property. So the two men consistently described something that did not look like a normal person or an animal. This is what they said that they saw at the edge of the property. The creature was described as approximately 2 to 4 feet tall, very slender body. The proportions felt wrong compared to a child or a small adult, so the proportions were not consistent with humans. The head was described as large relative to the body size. The most emphasized detail in like all of the sources that I found was the large, round, glowing eyes, which appeared to reflect or emit light.
Gross.
And were bright enough to be seen clearly in the dark without a flashlight.
I hate that.
Yeah. Witnesses repeatedly focused on the eyes because they were the first thing they noticed, and it made the figure visible in the dark. That's what they noticed at the edge of their property.
Ew.
They said it did not move like a human. There was no visible footstep pattern left by where they were walking, and it was described as gliding, floating, or sliding across the ground. So the movement was smooth, continuous, it was not jerky, and it appeared to hover slightly or stay very low to the ground.
Okay.
So they suggest, like, some of the witnesses said it looked like it was crouched low. Maybe it was just like the legs were hard to see because of the visibility. But everybody was like, that thing was not walking normally.
So, skinwalker is what this sounds like.
Ew.
You know I'm right, though. Because if the proportions are off, it's not walking normally.
I'm gonna, like...
Sorry, I just ruined her story. Sorry, guys.
My lights are turning on. I can't see.
You've been sitting in the dark this whole time.
Yeah, I'm scared. Skinwalkers scare me.
Even though this is your fucking story.
It's apparently aliens to them.
Well, they didn't know what skinwalkers were, I bet.
Yeah, but what was the light?
I don't know.
Okay, anyway.
I got nothing.
Okay.
Where do skinwalkers come from?
It's a Native American thing.
Is it? Like, I genuinely don't know anything about them. I'm sorry.
It's a Native American thing.
You would know more than me.
They originated on like reserves in Arizona.
Okay. Maybe we'll cover it one day. I know you hate it, but like I genuinely I did not know that. I just heard of them maybe like a year ago.
Yeah, they freaked me out.
Well, you're also Native American, so you probably heard all the fucking horror stories.
Okay. Anyway. Okay, so this is going to make it sound even more like that because they described very long arms for the height. The arms arms hanging lower than expected. And its hands were thin with elongated fingers. And they were described as claw-like.
It's a fucking skinwalker.
So they weren't necessarily sharp claws, but it was a very exaggerated finger length and shape. So it did not look natural. The arms were often mentioned as moving independently from the body and hanging while the body moved forward. So like,
oh my god,
like they would just hang.
They would just be like,
but
like, you know, when people like run with their arms behind them, that's what I
Naruto run.
Yeah.
Honestly, maybe a little bit.
Because if their arms aren't keeping up with their body,
that's what I would assume. Naruto run. I'm
Yeah.
gonna insert a clip of the Naruto run right here with a UFO sound over it.
Oh my god.
Right here. Naruto
Thank
run.
you. This is for
There
the
you go.
TikTok. Corey, you are editing this week's video. No.
I don't know. Maybe that's the video that gets engagement. It's just Naruto running next to my face with the
Literally.
UFO sound over it.
Literally. Because, like, what? We get maybe 1 like per video, and it's us.
No, there's been 2 people that.
Okay, fine. Someone out there is watching us.
2 people.
Oh my god, 2 people.
Wow. Okay. Anyway, so the figure reportedly did not run away when it got discovered. It did not freeze or hide. Instead, it continued moving toward the farmhouse.
Gross.
So witnesses described it as slow but steady, direct, and seeming indifferent to the people watching it. Like it just did not care. So at some point, the figure got close enough that the men felt threatened. So they rushed back inside and told everyone what they saw. Unlike Billy's earlier story about the light, this time the people inside believed it because more than one person saw the same thing. So now everybody grabbed guns and went back to the doorway.
Sounds about right. This is
When
the
the
50s.
Yeah, the 50s. When the creature got close again, they fired a shot at the creature, expecting it to react with fear, but it did not. After the
Great.
shot, the creature reportedly flipped or tumbled backwards. But then
It's just doing somersaults.
Yeah. But then it recovered quickly and retreated into the darkness.
What the fuck is this thing?
I don't know, but then the men rushed back inside the house immediately.
Sure. The woman
I would
stayed
too.
outside.
I don't think any women went outside.
No, I doubt it.
Yeah.
The men were
There
like,
were
don't
there were
worry,
infants
ladies.
and children inside, so like obviously like in
Nah,
the 50s the women are gonna stay inside.
they were like, they definitely went like, nah, don't worry, ladies. We got this. We're big, strong men. And then they walked out and were like, guys, I'm scared.
I'm scared. I shot it and it did somersaults. Sorry, guys. Anyway, after a short pause, the figure reportedly reappeared. This time it was seen closer to the house. The witnesses said it did not behave like a scared animal would. So it moved again in a slow, deliberate way towards the windows and the house. Multiple shots were fired again when it approached, and witnesses claimed the figure briefly retreated after being shot or shot at. It did not show obvious signs of injury, and it disappeared into the darkness again.
What
So
the
it's like
fuck?
it's like getting shot, but it's just not caring. But it's running away.
What the fuck?
So after repeated outdoor encounters, the family stayed inside and began guarding the doors and the windows. Shortly after the outdoor encounters, a figure was reportedly seen peering through a window. Witnesses described the glowing eyes appearing at eye level, a small head or upper body silhouette. Panic and immediate firing toward the window from inside occurred,
Ew.
and the figure allegedly moved away quickly afterward.
The fuck?
Yeah, a short time later, the figure, or figures, because there could have been multiple, were reported near different windows almost simultaneously. So the witnesses felt like they were being circled and watched from multiple angles. Shots were fired again from inside the home.
I hate that.
So later in the night, the creatures were reportedly seen clinging to or rising near the roofline and windows.
Okay.
One account describes a figure briefly appearing on the roof edge.
Oh?
Inside, more firing occurred toward the movement outside. People reportedly moved away from the windows and stayed clustered in the center of the home because they were so freaked out by this shit. They were firing shots repeatedly, like no breaks. The group reported that they were very exhausted, very fearful, and they were not defending this house in a very
God damn.
organized way. It was kind of
No,
just
they were not.
willy-nilly. Like they were just like pew, 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 pew.
Literally.
So everyone was crowded together. Some people were crying and panicking. Others were trying to stay calm, figure out what to do. But either way, this continued for hours,
Mm-hmm.
where they reported the figures peeking through the windows, climbing onto the roof, appearing in the trees, and approaching the house over and over.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So once the family and guests realized the figures were returning again and again, they stayed inside the farmhouse and tried to keep watch from the windows and doors. Because, like, they were still going out towards the door. Like, they were still trying to see this shit from the outside. Why are you still trying to see this shit from the outside?
Right?
But the figures would approach the house slowly, stop near the corners, look inside, or appear to look inside. Someone would spot one. There would be panic and shouting from the people inside, and then the figure would run away.
The fuck?
So it was like taunting them.
What the fuck? I'm sorry that, like, my only reaction is, like, oh my god, and what the fuck, and ew. But, like, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, apparently it like felt like they were getting taunted by this creature. Like it was like waiting for them to start screaming.
I hate it.
Yeah. So that repetition is part of what made the story so intense for the people inside because they felt like it wasn't random but intentional. Like I just said, they felt like they were getting like taunted. And at different points, the members of the group went outside briefly to try and confirm what they were seeing. When they went outside, they reported that the figures were still present around the property. Shots or loud noises only made them retreat temporarily. None of them made them like disappear. None of them got injured from the shots. Like they would see holes,
Weird.
but there would be no injury.
Okay.
But they would return again shortly after like retreating and everything, so they were never gone for good.
Yeah.
None of the witnesses reported finding evidence like footprints that would clearly explain them entering the property. So there was no footprints.
This makes no sense.
No, it doesn't.
I really don't know how to react to this. I'm sorry. But like I'm like trying to keep track of like everything. And I'm just like this is just one thing after another.
They probably felt like they were like gonna go
Losing
crazy.
their mind, yeah.
Yeah. So as the night went on, the conditions inside the house worsened emotionally. So the people became increasingly frightened and exhausted. Some people were convinced that they were being watched, and others were unsure whether they were dealing with animals, people, or something else entirely. Like no one knew what it was. Because the event stretched over multiple hours, the group didn't feel like they could rest or ignore it, so they all stayed awake the entire night. So eventually the situation reached a point where the group decided they could not stay any longer. So they got into a vehicle, probably Billy's vehicle because he drove there, and drove into town to seek help from the authorities of Hopkinsville. And then this is the key turning point in the story because it ended the direct encounters. It allowed police to document their account of what happened. And it brought the story to the public. So now the entire like Hopkinsville area knows about these freaking things. So when officers investigated, they found no physical bodies or clear evidence of creatures. The house and property showed signs of disturbance, but apparently nothing was conclusive.
Of course. That's always the answer.
Yeah. And the witnesses were described as genuinely frightened, not joking or intoxicated. Like they genuinely looked like they were horrified.
Yeah, gee, I wonder why.
Because there was no physical proof, the case remains unsolved, which helped it grow into folklore for aliens.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, but there are a couple interpretations for what it could be. So most investigators, including the Air Force believes this, that since there was no physical evidence of creatures, there were no damage patterns or biological traces found on the property, and the descriptions were inconsistent in small details between the witnesses. So, like, they had the same major details, but small details were different. They believe that the event likely involved misidentified animals, stress and adrenaline distortion, and environmental confusion.
Yeah, sure, because what animal looks like a lanky human with long-ass arms and...
I don't know. But also, these aren't called aliens, they're called goblins. don't call
Yes,
them aliens.
goblins.
So in this view, the goblins are not real entities, but were caused by a shared misinterpretation of normal stimuli. Because it was
No.
dark and they were afraid. So they were like, yeah, this is definitely a lanky alien.
And do you know how rare it is for like shared occurrence like that? Like what?
And
Like
you're
a
telling me
group
that
hallucination?
you're telling me that the small differences in their witnesses like made you believe that that's what
Mhm.
happened?
Yeah,
They
no.
just made everything up, and the little tiny differences about how long the fingers were. You were digging for a
They were
reason
digging.
to not like believe that.
Mm-hmm.
The leading hypothesis, oh my God.
Oh my.
The leading hypothesis among skeptics is that it was a great horned owl or a similar bird.
No.
So owls can match several reported features, such as the large eyes that reflect the light, but they said that they could see the eyes without a flashlight.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that.
So pale facial discs, like the owl's faces, that can be face-like in the darkness. They have a
Yes.
silent flight that can appear like it's gliding, like they thought that the aliens were, and a sudden swooping behavior towards buildings. So that combined with the flashlight beams, the gunfire flashes, and the brush movement, people believe that it's possible that multiple owl sightings, um, combined with the panic, created a reinforcing cycle of misidentification. And it's just an owl.
This still doesn't answer the arms.
I don't want to like think about the
I don't want to think
arms.
about it, but it does not answer the arms.
So another widely accepted explanation is shared perception under stress, sometimes called mass suggestion, collective
Which is
misinterpretation.
Which
This is
is
all
what
the
I was
same thing.
saying.
Yeah. So basically, it all has the same basic idea
Yeah.
that everybody just fucking misidentified something.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, every single person there. But,
I don't know about that.
you know, the key idea of this specific thing is that one unusual sighting, like Billy's,
Mm-hmm.
story about the light, led to a heightened alertness, and the normal stimuli started to feel targeted,
Mm-hmm.
which, that doesn't mean that anyone was lying, but it means that the perception can become synchronized in stressful environments.
Mm-hmm.
But what I want to believe, because the arms, don't know why I turned British, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
what the fuck?
But in UFO folklore and popular culture, the case is still taken more literally. So the glowing eyes and repeated reappearances are cited as unusual. Some argue that multiple witnesses reduces the chance of pure misidentification, which is what I've been saying this entire time.
Mm-hmm.
How can literally like a dozen plus people say the same exact thing
Yeah.
with like very little
Little
difference?
differences.
Yeah. So it remains a classic close encounter of the third kind style case. However, even within the UFO research circles, it is often considered unreliable or exaggerated and not treated as strong proof of non-human beings. So today, most experts agree that something did happen, where people genuinely saw something and reacted to it, but there is no solid evidence that it was extraterrestrial. So the simplest explanation that we get is animals plus darkness plus fear plus firearms plus reinforcement loops is the most likely outcome. But who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who? Like an owl? Who?
Who? Who? I'm gonna insert owl noises. Who? Who?
Ew.
That was a bad whistle.
That was. Oh. Anyway, that was definitely not an owl. And Corey is an owl now, apparently. Oh my god. With her we have the Majestic Rin Owl with a Nirvana shirt and what appears to be Slytherin pants.
Yeah.
Shaking its ass for the world.
I'm like the little dodo bird that you go to
Stop.
the airlines with for Animal
Oh my
Crossing.
God.
When you go.
Orville?
Yeah, and he goes. Animal Crossing music. Oh, wait.
I can't. I can't do it. I can't. Alrighty. Yeah, that was definitely some non-human being.
I don't know what it was,
Whether
but we're not.
it's extraterrestrial, a mutant, like not human. Not
It's not
anything
human.
that you'd witness normally.
No.
But yeah,
But there's a lot of TikTokable moments. In this
Yes.
episode.
Like, okay, so like I was actually going to talk to you like episode 15, that was the one Paul was sitting in for.
Yeah.
I'm probably not gonna do any. I had a few, like literally, like I was only really thinking of doing the one of Paul sleeping. But
Oh, you can. You can.
no, but like, is it even worth it if I'm only taking one clip out of it? You know?
I mean, just take the one clip, I guess.
Yeah. But just so you have it available for you.
Yeah.
But no, because we have so many freaking TikToks that did not upload.
Yeah, they're still going through.
And take your time. You could technically do like one a day.
Yeah, I don't want to spam them.
No, I get it. But nah, we're definitely getting like 10 out of this one.
I think we're still recording,
Yeah.
right?
We never signed off. I'm literally saying like we're not gonna have
Okay.
like TikToks for episode like 14 and 15 or whatever ones I didn't edit yet. Maybe not even 16. Because I haven't started working on that one yet. I'm gonna start tomorrow. So we'll see. But I will try to get that Fall Sleeping one done as soon as possible.
This episode has to have.
Yes, it's going to have Naruto run, Corey the Owl,
Me doing Internet Girl.
me singing it for you.
Haven't you heard?
Okay, no, we gotta sign off. We're hitting 2-hour meeting.
Okay, our Instagram is Let's Spill the Tea Pod. Our Gmail is lstt.pod@gmail.com. And our TikTok still won't let me change it. So still, as we're recording this, it's Let's Spill the Tea.0304.
And
There's link trees.
link trees, especially if by the time you're listening to this, I think this episode comes out in May, which is when we should be able to change our username again.
Yes, I hope.
So we're going to workshop a couple ideas because apparently Let's Spill the Tea Pod would not work for us.
Apparently not.
So we're going to workshop some. I have a couple ideas that we could use, like the same one as our email. So yeah, please just, if you type in the 0304 and it does not work, just go to our link tree on our Instagram and that'll direct you right to it. Or just search Let's Spill the Tea Podcast and our logo is our profile picture. You will find us somehow. Anyway, that's it. Did we spill that tea?
I think I spilled that tea in areas that were not paranormal.
That we were not even planning on talking about. Anyway, we spilled a little too much tea today. Goodbyes.
Okay.
You just muted yourself as you're saying goodbye.
Bye.